This video is about how to dye natural material twine with all-purpose Rit dye. And make sure to grab the right bottle of the natural material dye rather than the synthetic. Otherwise, you'll be taking another trip back to the store. You're going to need rubber gloves, a large bucket of hot water, a little dish detergent, the color dye, and the twine or whatever material you're going to dye. I will also be bringing out some salt in a little bit. You will need to make sure that your water is hot enough. I brought it to almost a boil on the stove and then put it into my container, so it needs to be a little over 140 degrees at a minimum. You'll then also need to add about a quarter cup or so of salt, depending on how much water you're working with. I added about half of the bottle in what I was working with, but it depends on how dark you want the twine to end up being. You'll want to make sure that you're using a container large enough so that you can really move around the twine so that everything gets evenly dyed. The water is actually quite hot to the touch, so I grabbed a metal skewer so that it wouldn't stain it, and I could kind of stir it around and move around the dye so that it evenly got through all the twine. I'm really glad I just used a cheap little plastic tablecloth underneath the dye just to make sure I didn't get it on the table. The next step is to thoroughly rinse the twine. This will take a little bit of time because you want to keep changing out the water until it's not necessarily completely clear, because I don't know that that's possible, but until it's substantially lighter than what you started with. And now to run it through the wash machine, which made me a little nervous, but it all worked out. I used a lingerie bag in order to keep the twine from getting caught up around the agitator. Throw in an old towel and a little detergent and you're good to go. You're going to want to set the temperature to warm, and then I just ran a regular cycle otherwise. After I dyed it and washed it, I strung it out here in my yard in order to stretch it out. So here is the end result of the dry dyed twine. And now to incorporate your twine in your project. In my case, I was covering a lampshade with the twine. And the end result.